Have you ever imagined heading toward a destination without knowing which way to go? It's like leaving home for an unknown place without using a GPS or a map. You might end up somewhere, but it's very likely that it will take longer, or you could get lost along the way. The same logic applies to personal finances. Without a clear direction, you might end up spending money haphazardly and not achieving the results you desire. That's why the first step to increasing your wealth with the salary you earn is to set clear financial goals. When you have a well-defined goal, like buying a house, paying off debts, or traveling somewhere, it's much easier to focus on what's important and make smart financial decisions. Set specific and achievable goals like, I want to save 20% of my salary for an emergency fund, or I want to pay off my credit card debt in the next 12 months. By setting these goals in a clear and measurable way, you can track your progress and stay motivated to keep going. Also, if you don't know exactly where you want to go, it will be harder to manage your money. But by setting these goals, you create a map, and the money starts working for you. Every financial decision, no matter how small, becomes part of your journey toward what you want to achieve. And remember, the more specific you are, the better. It's not enough to just say, I want to be rich. Be specific about how much you want to save, invest, or accomplish within a certain time frame. Now that you have a clear goal, the next essential step is to create a strict budget. Imagine your money as water flowing through a river. If there's no dam controlling that flow, the water will spread out and you'll lose control over where it's going. The budget is that dam that will direct your money where it needs to go without waste. Often people think that budgeting is something complicated or boring, but in reality, it's the most powerful tool to control your finances and achieve your goals. A budget is nothing more than planning, where you clearly and systematically define how much you earn and how much you spend. This is essential to understand where your money is going and to make adjustments when needed. When you're clear about your income and expenses, it's easier to identify areas where you can save and consequently where you can invest more to reach your financial goals. To get started, it's important to list all your sources of income. This includes your salary, any extra income like freelance work, or even investments that may generate some return. Then, you'll need to list your fixed expenses like rent, utility bills, transportation, food, and others. Don't forget to also include variable expenses like entertainment and occasional shopping. By breaking down your expenses, you will see more clearly where every penny is going, and if necessary, you can cut unnecessary costs. It's important to remember that when creating your budget, you must be honest with yourself. It's no use trying to hide or ignore any expense. If you're not aware of where your money is going, you will never be able to adjust it correctly. For example, if you notice you're spending too much on eating out or impulsively buying things, it's time to make a decision. Reduce these expenses and direct that money to savings or investments. Another important point is that the budget should not be something rigid and inflexible, like an extremely restrictive diet. It needs to be adaptable to your reality and life's unexpected events. Of course, there will always be unforeseen expenses, but with a well-planned budget, you'll have an easier time dealing with them without it affecting your bigger goal. Moreover, a strict budget does not mean living miserably or depriving yourself of everything. On the contrary, it's the key to balance. It allows you to enjoy life, have fun, and still save and invest for the future. Having a money reserve brings security, and knowing you're on the right track to achieving your dreams creates a sense of peace and control. A good practice is to always review your budget at the end of each month. See what worked, where you saved more than expected, and where you can improve. The important thing is not to let your finances take control of you, but for you to have total control over them. By consistently following this budget, you'll realize that wealth doesn't come from big, instant achievements, but from discipline and organization on a daily basis. A well-done strict budget is like the foundation of a solid house. Without it, you might build something, but over time, everything could collapse. With a well-structured budget, your financial goals will have a solid base to grow, and you will be surprised by the results you can achieve. Now that you have clear goals and a well-structured budget, it's time to implement a system that makes the process of saving even easier and more efficient. Automating your savings. Imagine you're in a race, and instead of constantly looking at the clock, you have a partner who takes care of all the scheduling and pacing the race for you. This partner is the automation of your finances. Many people have the good intention of saving money, but they often fall into the temptation of spending impulsively as soon as the money hits their account. It could be that unexpected trip to the mall, the latest gadget release, or even a last-minute vacation. The problem is that when you give in to these temptations, what's left to save or invest can be very little, or even nothing at all. And that's where automation comes in. Automation is a simple way to ensure that you are always prioritizing your savings or investments without even having to think about it. How does it work? Well, you just set up automatic transfers as soon as your salary arrives in your account. For example, as soon as the payment is received, a percentage of the amount can be transferred directly to a savings account or an investment. This transfer can be done monthly, weekly, or even immediately after receiving the salary. The trick here is that by doing this, you pay yourself first, before any other expenses. This concept is key for anyone looking to build wealth. By automating, you don't run the risk of spending what should have been saved. This also eliminates the need to constantly ask yourself, is now the right time to save? Or, can I afford this new purchase without compromising my plans? The answer is already decided for you. Additionally, automation creates a financial discipline that's hard to achieve when you are manually managing every penny. You've already decided the amount to be saved or invested, and the hard work is done automatically. Over time, you'll realize that this simple act of transferring money to your savings or investments account becomes a habit. And the best part is that you won't even notice it anymore because the money will already be reserved before the temptation to spend arises. Another positive aspect of automation is consistency. When you decide to save a certain amount every month, the problem of procrastination disappears. There's no more room for excuses like, I don't have enough money this month, or I need more time to save. With automation, every month, the same amount will be transferred to your emergency fund or investments. This creates a steady rhythm, which is crucial for building long-term wealth. Think of it like physical exercise. If you train every day over time, the effort becomes automatic and the results begin to show. Automation also helps avoid impulsive spending. By setting aside money for your savings at the beginning of the month, you get used to living with what's left. This shift in mindset will help you make smarter financial decisions. For example, if you notice that your checking account balance is lower than usual, it can serve as a reminder that you've already made your savings and investments. This encourages you to cut unnecessary expenses, avoiding temptations. But be careful, it's very important to choose where you allocate your money wisely. Check out savings accounts or investment platforms that offer good returns, and always look for the option that aligns best with your financial goals. By doing this, automation becomes not just a savings tool, but also a way to grow your money smartly. Be a conscious investor. The money set aside for investments needs to be placed in products with growth potential. This can include index funds, stocks, or even real estate funds, depending on your risk profile. Remember that automation is a strategy that works when you have consistency, a long-term vision, and choose the right products for your goals. In the end, by automating your savings, you create a financial safety net that ensures you'll always be one step closer to achieving your financial goals. And the best part? You'll be doing it practically, without stress, and without the pressure of constantly having to remember to save. After all, building wealth doesn't need to be hard. It just needs to be consistent and with the right tools. Now that you have your budget controlled and your savings automated, it's time to talk about investing consistently. This is one of the most powerful points when it comes to growing your wealth over time. And contrary to what many think, you don't need to have a high salary or be a financial expert to start. The secret lies in regularity and long-term commitment. Investing is like planting a tree. You start with a small seed, which may seem insignificant at first, but over time it grows and becomes something solid, with deep roots and abundant fruits. If you invest a small amount, but consistently, you'll be surprised by the results over the years, especially if you start early. The power of time and compound interest is unbeatable when it comes to building wealth. What you need to understand is that investing is not a sprint, but a marathon. So don't get carried away by the anxiety of wanting quick results. Instead, adopt a long-term mindset. For example, think of investing as a daily routine. Just like you brush your teeth every day without thinking, investing regularly should become part of your financial behavior, something automatic and essential. Now, regarding how to invest, one of the most recommended options, especially for those with modest salaries, is index funds. These funds group a variety of stocks from different companies and offer an excellent way to diversify, which reduces risks. Another option is individual stocks, where you can choose specific companies that you believe will grow in value over time. If you're just starting out, it might be a good idea to seek guidance or even begin with index funds, which require less specialized knowledge. However, it's important to emphasize that investing is not a game of chance. Many people think it's about making quick bets in search of huge returns, but in reality, long-term investing is what truly generates consistent and reliable results. The key is to invest in what you believe in and diversify your investments. Diversification means spreading your money across different types of assets so that if one is not as profitable, the other can compensate. Moreover, investing with consistency goes beyond choosing the right type of investment. It also involves staying focused and not being influenced by short-term market fluctuations. Many people, when seeing temporary drops in stock prices or changes in the market, end up pulling their money out. But this can be a mistake. The secret to success in the financial market is to stay calm and stick to the plan, even when the market is volatile. Investing regularly also provides the opportunity to buy assets at lower prices during downturns. If you stick to your investment plan, you'll be able to buy more stocks or more index fund shares when prices drop, which in the future can generate even greater returns. Consistency in investing can be strengthened by the practice of dollar-cost averaging, a strategy that involves investing a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of the asset's price. This means that during market upswings, you'll buy fewer units, and during declines, you'll buy more. Over time, this method can help smooth out the market's ups and downs and build a more balanced investment portfolio. The most important thing is to start. Don't wait until you have a large amount of money to begin investing. Start with what you have, even if it's little. The goal is to create the habit of investing and gradually increase the amount. By doing this consistently with discipline, you'll be putting your money to work for you and building a more secure financial future. Remember, the key is to start now, no matter how much you have to invest. Over time, consistency is what will make all the difference, and you'll see the fruits of your financial work multiply. Now let's talk about a very important concept when it comes to increasing your wealth, developing multiple sources of income. The idea here is simple but powerful. Don't rely on a single flow of money to reach your financial goals. Diversifying your sources of income can be one of the fastest ways to accelerate your path to financial independence. And the best part? There are many ways to do this, even if you have a fixed salary. Have you ever thought that your salary doesn't have to be the only way you make money? We live in an era where opportunities to generate extra income are virtually unlimited, thanks to the internet and the digital economy. The question is, knowing where you can start and how to build these additional sources intelligently. One of the most common ways to generate a second source of income is through freelancing. If you have specific skills like writing, graphic design, programming, or even photography, you can offer your services independently, either on online platforms or through your own network. Many freelancers start with small projects, but over time, these jobs can turn into more stable income sources and even personal businesses. Another option is online sales. With the growth of e-commerce platforms like Mercado Libre, OLX, Amazon, and others, anyone can start selling products, whether new or used. If you have skills in crafting, for example, you can sell your handmade products. Or if you prefer, you can start reselling products in a dropshipping model, where you don't need to stock anything and make the sale directly with suppliers. This is a relatively simple and low-risk way to generate an additional income stream. How about investing in small businesses? If you have extra capital or are willing to learn, you can start investing in other people's businesses or even create your own. The world of small business investment is expanding, and there are opportunities for those interested in entering this field. Whether buying a share of an existing company or starting your own business, you can generate more cash flow while still having your main job. Furthermore, investing is also a passive income source. Remember that the goal of investing is to make your money work for you without needing to actively get involved. This can be done by investing in real estate funds, which pay regular dividends, or in stocks from companies that distribute profits periodically. The key is to reinvest those earnings and let your money grow over time. Another path that could be interesting is starting to teach or share knowledge. If you have a hobby or an area of expertise, you can create content about it, whether through online courses, videos, blogs, or books. This type of work can start as a side project, but over time, it can turn into a significant source of passive income if done consistently and with quality content. For those who prefer a more traditional route, there is still the possibility of renting out assets, such as real estate, cars, or equipment. If you have any property that can be rented, such as a parking space, a bicycle, or even an extra property, this can be a great way to generate a steady, additional income. It's important to remember that for these additional income sources to be truly effective, they must be planned and managed correctly. It's not enough to just start something new without knowing how to track costs and earnings. You should have a financial plan for each of these income sources, ensuring they contribute to your goals in a smart way without compromising your main budget. Developing multiple income sources doesn't mean working more hours a day. In fact, the goal is to work smarter. By diversifying, you are creating a financial safety net, where if one income source fails or is reduced, you still have other options to rely on. Additionally, it creates a sense of financial independence, as you are not so vulnerable to a single revenue stream. In the end, those with multiple income sources can accelerate wealth building as money flows in from different channels. The key is to start with one or two sources, evaluate what works best for you, and gradually expand without overloading your time and energy. Now let's talk about something fundamental to ensure your money really works for you: controlling your debt. What many people don't know is that debt, especially high-interest debt, can be like anchors that hold you back and prevent your financial growth. Even if you have a reasonable salary, if you don't control your debts well, The money you earn ends up being consumed by them before you can invest in your dreams and goals. So the first step is to understand exactly what you owe and to whom. Often people lose control of their finances because they don't know exactly how much debt they have or the interest rates they are paying. Start by making a complete list of all your debts, from credit cards to personal loans, including financing. This will give you a clear view of your financial situation and help you make better decisions. Credit card debts are undoubtedly one of the biggest villains of family budgets. They may seem harmless at first when you're making small purchases and paying the minimum payment, but the reality is that credit card interest rates can be very high, and over time, that balance begins to grow exponentially. If you have a lot of credit card debt, one strategy that can help is to prioritize paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This can free up more money to pay off other debts or even invest. A strategy that can be effective is the snowball method. This approach involves paying off smaller debts first, regardless of the interest rates. This creates a sense of accomplishment and motivates you to keep going. Once the smaller debt is paid off, the money that was going to that debt can be directed toward the next one, and so on, until all your debts are paid off. This not only reduces the total amount you pay in interest, but also strengthens your financial discipline. On the other hand, if you have large debts and very high interest rates, it may be interesting to consider the possibility of a consolidated loan or refinancing. This can reduce the interest rate and make payments more manageable. However, this option should be carefully evaluated, as while it helps lower the interest rate, it can also extend the payment term, meaning you will need more discipline to pay off the debt within the new term. The key to controlling your debt is discipline and avoiding new debts while working to pay off current ones. This means not using your credit card anymore, not taking out new loans, and whenever possible, paying the full amount of your credit card bill. By paying the full amount, you avoid paying interest and prevent the debt from growing. Additionally, it's important to review your spending habits. Often, debts are the result of impulsive spending, such as impulse purchases or financing things that aren't essential. By reviewing your habits, you can identify areas where you can cut costs and direct that money to pay off debts. For example, eating out, buying new clothes unnecessarily, or making unnecessary purchases can be replaced by more sustainable and smarter habits. When you start paying off your debts and reducing your financial burdens, you'll feel a sense of relief. The money that was once going to pay interest can now be redirected to savings and investments, and this change begins to create a positive cycle. Over time, you'll feel more financially free, which motivates you even more to continue on this path of financial organization. Remember, controlling debt is not an easy or quick job. It may take some time until all your debts are paid off, but the satisfaction of seeing your outstanding balance decrease and money left over for other goals is indescribable. And the best part is that when you eliminate your debts, it's easier to achieve your financial goals because your salary will no longer be absorbed by debts, but rather by your investments and future dreams. Many people don't realize, but the benefits offered by employers can be an excellent way to increase your savings without much extra effort. If you have a job with benefits like retirement plans, healthcare, meal vouchers, or bonuses, you are already on the right track to saving and investing more easily. The trick is to make the most of these benefits and use them to your advantage. For example, if your employer offers a retirement plan like a 401k in the US or a private pension plan in Brazil, take advantage of it. Many times, the employer makes additional contributions to your retirement plan, which means you are getting extra money without doing anything but contributing regularly. By using this benefit, you are saving for the future without having to think about it all the time. Another important benefit is bonuses and commissions. If you receive bonuses based on your performance or the company's performance, consider this money as an opportunity to save or invest even more. Instead of spending that extra money on unnecessary purchases, why not allocate it to an emergency fund or use it to invest in something that will further increase your wealth? Additionally, many employers offer healthcare and other health benefits, such as medical consultations, dental plans, and even wellness programs. These benefits can help reduce healthcare costs, which can be a major concern for those trying to save and plan for the future. Make the most of these resources because, in addition to taking care of your health, you can also save a significant amount of money that could otherwise be spent on private health plans or medical treatments. Finally, don't underestimate the value of education discounts that some employers offer. Many places provide subsidies for improvement courses or even reimbursement for college tuition fees. This can be an excellent opportunity to invest in your education and improve your chances for professional growth, which could translate into a salary increase or promotion in the future. Building wealth with your salary is not something impossible to achieve, and you can start right now. Set your financial goals, create a strict budget, automate your savings, and invest consistently. But remember, controlling your debts, creating multiple income sources, and making intelligent use of work benefits are some of the keys to financial success. With patience, persistence, and the necessary discipline, you can transform your financial life and achieve your most ambitious dreams. If you like this content, like and subscribe to our channel for more tips on how to achieve financial independence and improve your quality of life. And tell me, which of these tips are you going to start implementing today? I want to know your opinion in the comments.